Hey, YouTube world. Gonna start this one out like I do every day with you're already on the internet, so why not look me up, see what I'm doing, because I'm all over the place. Check it out. You never know what you might be missing. Got my new hat today. So check me out, because you never know. Who knows what kind of hat I might be wearing somewhere else? You never know till you check it out. Anyway, today's subject. You know, I got my notes. Following, believing what we see people say on TV and or the internet. Now I want to talk about, but not solely focus on, Dr. Phil. Because I don't want to call myself a fan. I've been a watcher of his show for off and on, probably for about 3 or 4 years now. He really caught my attention with a show he did one time about child abuse and things like that. And then I started kind of watching him because I found his guest more interesting than him. And it was just amazing to me how these people were so just falling all over themselves to be a part of his show. And I thought then, the same way I think now. First off, let me just tell you, within the last year, it finally dawned on me to do a background check on the infamous Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil is not even a doctor. His license was taken, his license was relinquished a few years ago, where the board decided that they were going to take his license, and rather than them take it, he just gave it up. So he's not even an actual doctor anymore. And that's why he will tell you on the show, he admits this. He goes, I'm not in private practice. He's not in any practice. He is a self-glorified talk show host. That's it. He is somewhat educated, but I wouldn't even call him highly educated. What he likes to do is find guests who are totally beneath his level of education, because he is educated. Don't get me wrong. He is educated, but he is not highly educated. And he is not licensed in any state of the United States to do anything. Now, he is a hellified manipulator. He is an exemplary badgerer. Here's what he does. He uses 75-cent words to bully people. That's exactly what he does. I've watched his show long enough to know that I truly believe Dr. Phil has mommy issues. He blames the mother and damn near 95% of his shows. It is the mother's fault. Does not matter. And I've watched him, like I've said, off and on for the last 3 or 4 years. So I've seen quite a few shows, because the way I watch them is I watch them in marathons. So I've seen from the old to the new, and my family will tell you, I watch his show probably about 3 to 4 hours a day. Because what I do is I find YouTube channels that run all of his old up to the new shows. And I have watched and rewatched some shows. So even though I've not been a 17, 18, 20 year follower, I have I have seen most of all the later, all the way up to the up-to-date shows. And I have to say, this guy is a serious badger. I have seen him insult, degrade, and badger some of his guests. And God forbid you do not bow down to Dr. Phil and his ass. He will start in on you like there's no tomorrow. I've seen him tell people that there's a village missing their idiot. And I'm talking about normal people that he himself will claim have some kind of mental illness. I'm not talking about people who are pedophiles. I'm not talking about people who are child abusers. I'm not talking about people who are molesters. I'm talking about people who are straight up. He thinks they have a mental illness, and he will badger these people into submission. And I've yet to see any that will stand up to him, because I really don't think he would air that show. He wouldn't dare have me on his show, because he wouldn't talk to me that way. And trust and believe, I have mental issues. Yes, I do. But my self-esteem is not so on the floor that he would have a chance to stomp on it. And maybe my educational level is not equivalent to his. I don't know. Because I am quite educated myself in law and in medical. And though I never chose to go into either one of the fields, I was at one time barred in one of the states in the United States. And I'm not going to disclose that because I never actually went into practice. I just passed the bar. And I never took up the field after that. So the license is expired anyway. But, you know, and this was years ago. But I do keep up with the laws of the state that I live in and areas of interest to me. But, you know, everything is a competition to him. I mean, he treats people like they're beneath him, especially his guests. And then he goes, my staff treated you great. Well, that's great. His people that work for him might treat you great, because guess what? He is winding you up for the beatdown. And that's how it seems on damn near every one of his shows. You know, and it's funny how, I guess you can be anything on the internet and you could be anything on TV. And, you know, it's funny how he will take his jabs at lawyers, yet from my understanding, he has quite a few high-powered attorneys in his pocket. So, you know, yeah. And look, Dr. Phil, if I'm offending you, that's too damn bad. First off, let me just say, if this ever reaches your ears, I don't care. And secondly, yes, I do. I first off, freedom of speech. And if you sue me, you'll just be practicing, because I ain't got no money. And thirdly, I'm entitled to my opinion, and I'm entitled to put it out there. And I don't give a damn about yours. And if you don't give a damn about mine, don't comment, don't watch. You know, that's how I feel about it. You won't bully me. I guarantee you, you won't bully me. First off, Phil, you are not a doctor. So for you to sit around and call yourself a doctor, you're truly not. You're a self-glorified talk show host. Let that sink in for a minute, because that's reality. You're always talking about reality. That's reality. Reality is you relinquished your license in psychiatry long ago, years ago, because the board was going to take it from you. Now, do you surround your people with do you surround yourself with people that you have convinced that you're this great person? Maybe. But the truth is the board saw through you just like I see through you, and they don't like your ethics any more than I do. And I'm sure my opinion doesn't matter as much as theirs did, which I'm grateful that they got you out of that field. And now you're just some self-glorified talk show host. And the sad part is people will watch you on TV the same way they will watch me on the same way they will watch me on here. And this is what people do. I mean, they will see you on the internet, or they will see you on TV, and they will instantly believe whatever it is you're saying, or I'm saying, or Google says. And that's great. I can honestly say I've never really watched the Dr. Phil show for Dr. Phil. I've always watched it for guests that I thought I could relate to. And the truth is over the last few years of watching, there have been some that were normal people that I related to, or I could understand their situation. And as I listened to and watched Dr. Phil talk to these people, I thought, my God, there is no way in hell I or my husband would have allowed this man to talk to me in such a manner. And he thinks because I hold all the power, I hold all the resources, here's a bone, puppy, jump for it. Fuck no. Hell to the motherfucking no, Dr. Phil. Doctor. No. I'm not going to kiss your ass. I'm happy for you that you have a publicly successful family. But, behind the scenes, we all got problems. We've all got issues. Remember that one. Mr. I was homeless when I was a kid, lived on my own when I was 16. You want to sit there on your high horse and judge all these people. I'm glad that you pulled yourself up, got educated, and moved on in life. But guess what, Mr. I'm a Christian man, don't forget where the hell you came from. It's not your ass people should be bowing down to kiss, and be also grateful for your fucking resources. First off, they're not your resources. You haven't cornered the market on these resources, Phil. Hate to tell you that. People all over the world have access to these same resources that you do. Now, you may help people get to these resources that can't afford them, but you know what? If I gotta be treated like shit in order for somebody to help me, then fuck you. Seriously, if you're gonna bash me down, treat me like shit, and act like you're the God I should be bowing down to and be oh so grateful to, fuck you, dude. Fuck you and the goat ass, because you know what? You haven't done me a favor. All you've done is tried to boost your ratings and glorify yourself. So, you could take your mommy issues and your drunk daddy issues and roll them up and smoke them, because nobody deserves to be treated the way you treat them half the time, just because you figure they're beneath you and they're inept. I wouldn't dare fall down. First off, my self-esteem is not so on the ground that, sorry guys, I was looking at a notification that popped up on my phone. But anyway, my self-esteem and my mental issues are not so that I have to go and bash on someone and kick them before I help them. You know, and I see this all over the web with not just Phil, but other people as well. You know, people will read stuff on Google or see something on Wikipedia, or, you know, they will ask their dad, or they will ask whatever, and it's like the first answer you get must be the truth because I saw it on TV or I saw it on, you know, the internet. And that's just totally crazy, guys. Y'all need to rethink that. Y'all need to know without a doubt that the information you are getting is without a doubt true and factual. And if you are seeking advice, if you are seeking help, if you are trying to relate, or if you are trying to seek information, like Phil always says, you know, the people I bring on here are teaching tools. Maybe. To me, 90% of them look like they are badgering tools for him, because 90% of these people, the shows I've seen, he has treated like crap. And there are very few and far between so-called success stories that he has accomplished over the years. So, you know, he's quick to brag about how much money he spends, and that's great. That's great, you know. Kudos to him that he gets people, you know, to this mental health society, or, you know, this mental health outreach, or this mental health clinic, or this island, or that ranch. You know, kudos to him that he will pay for that. I think that's a noble thing. But his way of going about it, there's no way. I am not desperate enough, and I guess there's people out there, and that's the whole gist of the show, that are desperate enough that they will allow themselves to be abused and badgered and belittled and bullied by this man so that they can get whatever trinket or bone that he's going to wave at them. I can honestly say I will never be that desperate. Thank God that my husband has a great career and that he has very good insurance, and if I ever needed something like that, I could bypass Phil's ass and go straight for go. And, you know, have access to the same doctors and clinical minds that he does. I don't understand his theory or his logic in, you know, bashing people into submission. It's like people around him are not allowed to have their own opinion. And he'll sit there and go, I don't expect anyone to substitute my opinion for their own. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Abso-fucking-lutely, he does. So when you hear him going, I don't expect you to swap your opinion for mine, that's a cue. He, to me, presents as a bully, as a know-it-all. I'm not the suppository of all knowledge, but I know what I'm talking. You might know what you're talking about, but you ain't the only one. You know? And anyone who becomes desperate enough to just be bullied by this man, damn, I feel sorry for you. And then he sits there and he goes, I'm a mandated reporter. No, he's not. He is not a mandated reporter. Mandated reporters are people such as actual real life doctors, teachers, government workers, and so, you know, so on. Glorified talk show hosts, neighbors, average everyday citizens are not mandated reporters. Now, morally, if you see a child being mistreated, you would want to report that. And if necessary, step in and protect the child. But he is not a mandated reporter. No, Phil, sorry. I just, I think it is sad, and I think it is literally absolutely cruel the way I have seen him treat people. And they just sit there like, dude, no way. No way. And don't get me wrong, I know I have mental issues, and guess what? I think everyone walking the face of the earth can be diagnosed with some kind of issue, even Phil. Even you, Phil, can be diagnosed with something, I'm sure. That doesn't make us inept, doesn't make us undereducated, doesn't make us not equal. So, whatever you got to tell yourself to help you sleep at night, Phil. Because, see, I think you're a control freak. And this is why my staff this and my staff, and they would never, and they listen to me. And, your staff all but bow down to you. You make it sound like you're the fucking head. And if your little Indians don't fall in line, are your Indians scared of you, Phil, like your guests are? Because I gotta wonder, I mean, my staff wouldn't even run this by me because they know better and they don't do anything without my approval. Well, Mr. Control Freak, that's great. You've managed to build an empire where your narcissism has allowed you to be controlling freak. You have literally, and that's great. I mean, it works for you. You are, a self-built control freak. How chaotic is your life, Phil? I mean, seriously, how chaotic is your life that you are so controlling on the job? I mean, just so controlling of your staff and your guests. Or do you have them so brainwashed that they're all just little lapdogs doing what you tell them to do? I mean, all these people are rushing around to build you up while they're in the background. And I just wonder, what recognition do they ever get? And, but hey, what do I know, right? Because I'm just some inept viewer with my own opinion. And honestly, I can tell you this, you can comment on the air. I don't care. Whatever turns you on, you can comment or never comment. You could never give me the attention you think I'm seeking. I couldn't care less either way. I totally don't need your approval. I'm so secure in who I am. Phil, I'm not looking for stranger love. I'm not looking for your acknowledgement. Don't care, Phil. Don't care. I don't care. I don't give two rat's ass about your opinion of me. It's just, I had a need to say this because I've been watching your show forever, and it finally just dawned on me, like I said, a year or so ago, to do some background check on you. And I think it's great. I think it's great that you have lifted yourself up, from a homeless kid to where you are today. And I don't know how true it is. I know according to your show, you help battered women and donate to homeless shelters, and that's great if you do. That's great if you do. I mean, absolutely, it's great. I have absolutely no proof that you actually do this, though, and that the people on your show could be actors and actresses. I have no proof, and nor have I looked. So there in itself, because I really don't care. My main focus is, if you do help these people in these shelters and you do donate and blah, blah, and blah, that's great, Phil, great. I mean, seriously, I'm not even BSing. If you honestly donate to these shelters and you honestly help these battered women and all that, that's great. My thing is, the good you do is so wiped out by the amount of bullying and controlling narcissistic bullshit that you do. At least in my eyes. And hey, what do I know, right? I mean, what do I know? Who am I other than just some, I guess, very opinionated viewer? And I'm sure there's viewers out there that are going to want to bash on me for speaking my mind about Phil, and that's great. Do what you want. I don't care. The truth is, in my eyes, the guy is a narcissistic bully. He is a control freak who will, the minute you have your own opinion outside of his, he becomes very agitated, very annoyed, very aggressive. And he does it in such a passive-aggressive way, like, you're just an ass. Some village is missing their idiot. Yeah, well, I don't feel a need to be bullied or bullshitted in order to get help. So, but some of these people, like I said before, some of these people are that desperate. Thank God I will never be in a position that I am that desperate, But apparently you can do that if you have enough money, So kudos to you, Phil. I say carry on and, hey, whatever turns you on, right? So I'm going to wrap this one up, guys, because I've given my opinion and I'm not going to sit here and keep repeating myself. Here's the deal. If you're a Dr. Phil fan and you'd like to know more, I can honestly tell you to go search him on the internet. A lot of his records are public, and I believe, I'm not even going to quote it because I'm probably going to misquote it, but it has been a few years since the licensing board revoked, or since he relinquished his license to practice, because from all the research I did and all indications, they felt like the same way I do. They felt like his tactics were very unethical and in a bully type manner. So, feel free to look that up for yourself and form your own opinion and your own conclusions. I'm going to wrap this one up with, I'm all over the web. Hey, Phil, check me out. I'm all over the web in a lot of places you are. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And I'm here on YouTube in 2 different channels. Crafting with Six. And anybody who knows me knows that Six is my stage name. So, hey, Phil, if you're going to try to do a check on me, it's not Six. My name is not Six. If you contact me, I'll talk to you. I'm not going to appear on your show, and I'm not going to sign anything stating that you can publicize anything I say. But here's the deal. I know that you record everything, so I won't have a whole lot to say because I'm not going to let you edit, clip together, piece together pieces and words and whatever. So, you can try to make me look like an ass. Not gonna happen, because we all know that you have an excellent editing staff, and that's great. I'm glad, you know. Hey, everybody's got to make a living, right? You know, it's just sad when you can find a forum to act like you're against the very thing that I see you doing the most, which is bullying. But anyways, guys, like I said, to everybody, not just Phil, I'm all over the web. So look me up. You know, I'm doing all kinds of things. Arts and crafts is my big thing. My poopy hats are another big thing. Thumbs up it. Subscribe. Hit that bell, because I put out at least one video a day, sometimes two. Not very often on two. I haven't had a chance to put out my evening ones here lately because of family events that have been going on. But I would like to get back into doing that. Right now it is 9:46 in my world, so I'm going to get up from here because my son's in the background waiting to go make his breakfast. So you guys have a great day, and I hope your weekend, or your week rather, is winding down to an awesome weekend. Take care, guys.